show you how to put on your hair color at home. Okay, so what I've done is I've already brushed out my hair, my quarantine hair, looking good. And then here's your pre-mixed color. You've got your brush, obviously, gloves, and then grab a dark towel or a towel that you don't mind getting stained, and then also, you know, wear something. I cut out the neck of this t-shirt so it'd be really easy to take off when I get in the shower. And I removed bathroom rugs, just anything that you don't want to get color on. If you wipe it up quickly, it won't stain. And the same for your shower, you'll be fine. So, okay, let's go. So, you know, if you have a comb like this or some kind of 90s comb like this, we're gonna section you out a little bit. So the first thing I did was I just did like a center parting here. And you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to create some kind of manageable sections to work with. But again, you know, I do mine myself. You're probably doing yours yourself or have bribed your husband or teenager to do this with you or your partner. Okay, so gloves on. Open a window if you have one, just to keep some of the fumes down. So I always start in the center. And another thing, you know, I don't have this issue, but I'm gonna do this for you guys because this is how I do yours in the salon. So I'm gonna take out the hairline. The hairline tends to have finer hair, and so it tends to pull darker. And since I'm just gonna be mixing up one color formula for you, I'm gonna have you apply the color to your hairline section last. Like I said, it pulls a little bit darker, so if we put that on first, that means the color is just sitting on there that much longer, and we don't want that. So, okay, let's go. So, as far as applying color, you know, you want to try to get this. And of course, you know, I'm very comfortable with using all of these tools, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, we're just going for, you know, we're doing the best we can right now. Okay, so hairline out. So, you know, and on your part line, you know, just consider too that you want the areas where you want it to be really good coverage and just done really well are like the areas that your hair parts. So again, and another thing to keep in mind is that, see how I'm really just getting that half inch. So however much outgrowth you have is where I want you to put that color. And I don't want you to, you know, try to work as cleanly as possible. Again, trying to get the color on the brush cleanly because then you can put on the hair cleanly. So I'm just gonna do another, because my hair part's kind of right here. So again, I'm gonna make sure my part's really clean there, or my application is really clean. And then I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna make a clean part again. Another clean application of color onto my brush. And you can use the end of the brush to section as well. Again, clean application of color on the brush. That means it's cleaner going on the hair. Okay, so now that we have just that front section done, I'm going to go in sections this way. So we're doing like about 1/4 of an inch sections as clean of a line as possible. I know that's not perfect, but it's a little bit harder to do on yourself. Again, we can see where my roots are a little bit grown out, so just kind of trying to get on that 1/2 inch. More color. Do. And you can, depending on how gray you are, I don't have as many grays, so for me it's just more of a, just, I don't like my natural color, so. And just making sure we get a good application. And if you see any like grays poking out, like go back and pat them down. Make sure you get all of them, because if you don't see color on the gray, you're not going to get coverage. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish. Again, I'm just going to take 1/2 inch sections all the way down my head. So work all the way horizontally, and then I'm going to go back and do the other side, and then I'm going to attempt to do the back of my head. Okay, see you in a second. Okay, so that took me probably about 7-8 minutes to get all that done. You do want to work as quickly as possible, again, because once that color is sitting on your hair, it's starting to deposit. Okay, so you can see I've left out my hairline and my bangs, really. So now I want you to work in horizontal sections, working away from your face. So again, working cleanly and just getting that color on your outgrowth. If you pull the color down too far, it overlaps and it can get darker. So be as careful as you can doing that. Half-inch sections, or 1/4 inch sections. 1/2 inch of regrowth is about what y'all should have. And again, a lot of people have sort of these resistant grays around their face. So just make sure you get that coverage really, really good. Just lay it on there. I don't have those yet, but for teaching purposes, so, get in there, get up close, make sure got all those hairs. All right, and then these guys, again, away from your face too. Some color on there. And I just kind of do that in one fell swoop. Turn the brush how you need to, and then I do have those little baby hairs right there that I want to get. So again, just kind of using the edge of my brush. This side. And you can just get color on kind of the corner of your brush, and because this is where a lot of the grays are for people. And then you can clean up any areas that you get too much color with, just take the corner of your towel and okay. So that's the most important area because we can't see the hair in the back. Okay, let's move to the back. So, again, I work on the back. You know, I wing it a little bit because you can't see the back. You could pull out a mirror if you want to, or have your kiddos do it. But usually what I do is I just try to just sort of feel where my part is back there. And then get out the mirror that you forgot to get out. Okay, that's okay. You can see that I need a little bit more back right through here. All right. So then what I usually do is I just continue with horizontal sections. It's the easiest way that I've found to do the back. And then again, break out your mirror, make sure you're sort of doing okay there. And even if you just get the top section of your back, just, you know, it's gonna overlay over all of that hair. So I wouldn't stress too much about it. I don't, on my hair, I don't stress too much about the back. And then every couple sections, just kind of break out the mirror, right? Make sure that you're sort of doing all right. Again, we're most concerned about the areas that are really going to be visible, which is just kind of these top few sections. So I'm going to and much harder back here to work cleanly unless you have somebody else doing it for you. But we'll just do our best. Okay, so the other thing, I'll go back and finish that, but you know, again, if you wear your hair up in a ponytail and you have grays, I'm gonna get that hairline. Again, just work cleanly with the product on your brush. See these little guys? Again, getting the areas that, you know, I guess nobody's really gonna see right now because we're all at home. But just trying to consider the challenging sections for you guys. So I'll get it done. Okay, so I am gonna finish up the back of my head and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. And again, I'm less worried about anything that is really under. Again, this is all gonna overlay, I guess, unless you have short hair. And then if you have short hair, maybe try to enlist somebody to help you. Somebody that is also quarantined in the house with you. Okay, be back in a second. Okay, so once you have the color all over your head, you want to set your timer for 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. If you're really resistant gray, 40 minutes is totally great. But just try not to go much over that, because even though the color is self-timing, it sometimes does over-deposit if you leave it on too long. So I'm gonna set my timer, and you can either, if you have a sink that has one of the little hoses on it, sometimes I rinse it out in the sink. What I'll do is just sort of put warm water all over my hair and you kind of emulsify it. And then shampoo and condition. But I need to take a shower, so I'm gonna jump in the shower and do it. And don't worry, it won't stain your shower. Just once you get out of the shower, just do a quick wipe. And I have a white shower, so